Blessings. Shalom, fam. Welcome to the channel. For those who do not know, my name is Crystal. Welcome. Okay, so I watched a short clip of a video yesterday. I know I've seen the video before, but the Lord didn't say anything until yesterday when I watched a little clip. Now this clip, I will play it after I'm done this video, and then you can see it for yourself. But the Lord was actually speaking to me through this little clip. Now this clip has to do with, it's called Deep Fake AI, which is artificial intelligence. So after I was done watching the video, the Lord was speaking to me and saying that this is how the whole world is going to be deceived. Okay, I don't know all the answers. I don't, as God only tells his children in parts. But the Lord was saying specifically it's going to be through signs, wonders, and miracles. Excuse me. And he wants me to read from the book of Matthew chapter 24. So I don't know how it's going to happen or whatever, you know, however the enemy wants to do it. But this is what the Lord is saying, that we need to pay attention. Be careful what you watch, what you listen to, what you accept in your spirit, what you come into agreement with, because you know the enemy is coming in subtle. It's not gonna be a way that you think it's going to happen. The devil is, as the years get closer, as the days get closer to when Jesus comes back, the devil's going to be more sneaky. You won't even notice it. It's going to be so subtle, and you won't even know it. You won't. Especially if you are not having discernment in this hour, you are not seeking God. Whatever you hear, even if it's coming from me, take it back to God. Whatever you hear, whatever you see, before accepting it into your spirit, before you coming into agreement with it, you are to seek God, whether if it's true, whether if it's truly from him or not. Because people too can be saying that they come from God and they are not. This is the time, and we need to take things seriously. So the Lord wants me to read from Matthew chapter 24, and I'm going to read it, but the scriptures that are pointed out here is verse 23 and 24. Give me a second here. Okay. Sorry, the phone was ringing, and I'm going to read it. Oh, hang on a second. Sorry. So it's coming from the NLT version, and I'm going to read it. And it says, as Jesus was leaving the temple grounds, his disciples pointed out to him the various temple buildings. But he responded, do you see all these buildings? I tell you the truth. They will be completely demolished. Not one stone will be left on top of another. Later, Jesus sat on the Mount of Olives. His disciples came to him in privately and said, sorry to pause it. The dogs were barking. Okay, hopefully I'm just going to continue here where I left off. So I'm going to continue from verse 3, and it reads, later Jesus sat on the mountain of Olives. His disciples came to him privately, oh my goodness, I can't even say that word, whatever. Okay, and said, tell us, when will all this happen? What sign will signal in your return and the end of the world? Jesus told them, do not let anyone mislead you, for many will come in my name claiming I am the Messiah. They will deceive many, and you will hear of wars and threats of wars, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately. Nation will go to war and against a nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world. But all of this is only the first of the birth pains, with more to come. Verse 9, then you will be arrested, persecuted, and killed. You will be hated all over the world because you are my followers, and many will turn away from me and betray and hate each other. And many false prophets will appear and will deceive many people. Sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end will be saved. The good news about the kingdom will be preached throughout the whole world so that all the nations will hear it, and then the end will come. Verse 15, and the day is coming when you will see what Daniel the prophet spoke about, the sacrilegious object that caused discretion, standing in the holy place. Reader, pay attention. Verse 16, then those in Judea must flee to the hills. A person out on the deck of a roof must not go down into the house to pack. A person out in a field must not return even to get a coat. How terrible will it be for pregnant women and for nursing mothers in those days. And pray that your flight will not be in winter or on the Sabbath. For there will be great anguish then at any time since the world began, and if it were never be so great again. In fact, unless that time of calamity is shortened, not a single person will survive, but it will be shortened for the sake of God's chosen ones. Verse 23. Then if anyone tells you, look, here is the Messiah, or there he is, don't believe it. For false messiahs and false prophets will rise up and perform great signs, wonders, so as to deceive, if possible, even God's chosen ones. See, I have warned you about this ahead of time. So, verse 26, so if someone tells you, look, the Messiah is out in the desert, don't bother, go and look. Or look, he is hiding here, don't believe it. As the lightning flashes in the east and shines to the west, so will be when the Son of Man comes. Just as a gathered of the vultures show there is a carcass nearby. So these signs indicate that the end is near. So however the enemy is going to do it, it will be on TV. If the video that you are about to see, okay, it is not even a real person. It is artificial intelligence looking like a real person, which in the clip, I think it's Morgan Freeman who does the clip. And it is, to me, if you actually pay attention to it spiritually, it is very disturbing. And if you see it with your eyes spiritually, you will see what the Lord is saying. You know, they're going to make it look like there's signs, wonders, and miracles, all the great things. If somebody sees it with their own eyes on television and it makes it look like they're so real, how many people are going to believe it? They're going to believe it like, wow, things are like this happening. Oh, it's coming from God. But technically it won't be. It's coming through. It's not even real. It will be a figment of your imagination. You do see what I'm saying? I hope I make sense here, but this is what the Lord was showing me. I don't know exactly how it's going to happen, or, you know, however, you know, I don't know all the pieces. I just know one piece, and the piece is be careful what you watch. Be careful what you listen to. Be careful what you accept in, because this deep fake AI is going to deceive the whole world. Okay, so again, take everything I say back to God. Let God speak to you. But I needed to post this. I felt like this was very important. I love you guys, and God leads me here again. I will be here again according to his will, whatever that he wants me to speak on. I love you guys, and have a blessed day. Bye. Shalom.
Morgan Freeman, and what you see is not real. Well, at least in contemporary terms, it is not. What if I were to tell you that I am not even a human being? Would you believe me? What is your perception of reality? Is it the ability to capture, process, and make sense of the information our senses receive? If you can see, hear, taste, or smell something, does that make it real? Or is it simply the ability to feel? I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality. Now, what do you see?